vertical. It's vertical.
Yeah, then it's gotta be vertical.
Let me try to switch. Yeah, let's see. Uh, welcome to live chat. Let me see if we can. Okay.
Not come yet.
No one has come yet. And
Yeah,
it's
so
still
we
not
can
yet
do whatever you
time.
want still. No, it's good.
Yeah,
This will be recorded.
of course. I don't know if it's even on or not. Okay. So there's community guidelines and okay, can you hold it? Will have to be vertical something.
Hello and welcome to our first ever live stream in Alissa and Jay channel.
Oh, it's reconnecting. We're live again. There's one participant. All right, hi. Good morning, listener friends.
Not sure who's here. Maybe
All right.
can say
So
hi.
I think we have to mount it. Yeah,
Yes.
it's mounted. Oh, the person left.
Oh no.
Okay, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Yeah.
So we've got like 10 seconds from that.
It's a monitor.
Yes, you're visible. And there's one person participating.
All right, nice. So since it's a live stream, you're gonna see all the challenges here. We are in Thailand right now, and this is a very remote place, filled with bugs though, very rural. And today we are trying to photograph astrophotography, but unfortunately, a lot of clouds, so it's gonna be an utter fail. Here is my camera. It's not doing anything right now, but one more camera is actually live streaming, time-lapsing, unfortunately. And it's all clouds everywhere, so I'm gonna explain a few things here. Do you have any controls over the camera, actually?
I'm checking.
Yeah.
So please excuse us, our first time.
This is knob
Oh,
here.
Pavel, hello from Moscow. Okay, hi.
Yeah. This is the knob. You can open the knob and then.
Okay, got it.
All right. Thinking that you're going to learn a lot about astrophotography today. It's not going to happen because it's full of clouds here, and we expected a noise pollution, light pollution free zone, but unfortunately, even though this is like very far away from the city area, we see a lot of light pollution and we see a lot of clouds today, and that's what is making our journey here bad idea on this particular day. But what we have come up with is like we will time lapse the sunrise, so I will explain a bit on that as well. And yeah, we will learn a lot about. Am I audible though?
Yeah, let us know if you can hear us.
Yeah. So this is right from the site. It's like 3 kilometers, sorry, 3 hours drive from Bangkok. It's quite far away. Am I looking at the camera?
You are.
Okay.
You know, yeah, let me just. I'm not able to unscrew the knob, but yeah.
No, you don't have to unscrew. You just have to open this way.
Yeah, yeah, I
this way.
can't open.
The
It's
other
really
way.
hard.
Other way. Yeah.
Okay, now.
Okay, so I have my A6700 here for those who are interested on what camera I'm using. And there's A7C2 time-lapsing over there. It's going to capture all the sunlight that's coming out during the sunrise. It will capture the transition between the night and day, but throughout it will look like it's all bright because of the settings, that the way I have set it. But we will still have a beautiful scenery because it's going to capture the reflection of clouds onto the surface. So here, I think I can explain using this creek over here. Right now we are standing on the bridge of a canal that that's very remote actually. Not many people use it at this time. Right now the time is like 4:15, and we had hopes of capturing all the stars in the sky. And I have this app called Photofill and Photopills, I think, if I'm right. So this app, Photopills, you can with this app you can actually determine when the Milky Way is gonna come up in the sky at what time of the day, and you can estimate like when you have to arrive at the site. Yesterday we came here and scouted the area for a good location, and I think this is a very good location. Why? Because it is in the middle of the place where we can get the black kites, which we will see when the sun comes up. And we will also find kingfishers in this area, common kingfishers, and that's why we selected this spot. So once the sun rises, we will get to capture, we get to shoot both these birds, and meanwhile we can take some good photos of all the night sky, hopefully, because unfortunately today there's a lot of clouds and we will not be able to see the Milky Way at all. But according to that app, the Milky Way will be somewhere right ahead of us, the opposite direction of the sun. And the majority of the cluster of the Milky Way is actually under the earth, like the other side of the earth. So we will not be able to capture it in Thailand. If it is coming up in the sky, it will be during the daytime. And because of that, of course, during the daytime, you cannot capture Milky Way. So we lose the opportunity of this time of the year. So the best time of the year is actually not in November or December until January or February. So if you plan to capture Milky Way from Thailand, it's going to have to be during the summertime. That said, what can you do when you are in this kind of situation, right? Like you come all the way to the location thinking that you can capture amazing night skies full of stars, and you end up being in a cloudy situation where you can't even get the stars in your pictures. Then what you can do is you can capture the clouds and time lapse it and create a day-night transition and make use of your time effectively, and also make sure that you have your gear right. So this is what I'm going to use and explain certain things today, but the photography workshop I'm planning will not be like this. We will not plan something like on this site. It will be at my house, and it's going to be more structured. Today, it's going to be more of how you handle the situation when you meet with unfortunate events. So yeah, let's get back to the canal situation. How was the video there?
Good, good. Can see you clearly and you are audible.
Okay.
Yeah. And we have two people with us right now. Feel
All
free
right.
to give us a shout out. You can message, you can ask questions anytime. Okay,
I
we
think you
have
can move the camera closer.
two more participants now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 4 in total.
Is the camera display visible?
It is with some reflection.
I think we can turn off the light.
Yeah, let's try that.
All right.
Okay.
So
Okay, we're gonna adjust. Maybe make it a level lower.
it's okay. It's not visible anyway. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay, now it's more visible. So, as we can see here, this is how the canal will look like. And yeah, what's it doing? Yeah, we are trying to get a good frame of night sky, and we try to photograph the stars, but unfortunately, it's not there yet. It's filled with clouds, and we lost the opportunity to have a good starry sky because it's, this time of the year, it's always cloudy, I guess. So right now we are in Thailand. It's a place called Pak Pili.
Yeah,
Right.
in Nakhon Nayok province.
Okay, let me explain my camera settings a bit. So what we have here is a mirrorless camera, first of all. All of them have left.
It's okay. Can keep explaining.
It's okay, yeah. So what we have right here is a mirrorless camera, A6700. I don't think they can see, but I will explain. You can turn on the
Uh-huh.
light and adjust to my face.
Mm-hmm.
It's just too dark.
It is. Let me see where to turn on the light.
My eyes are so blurry. Oh my god, too many mosquitoes.
Yeah, a lot of mosquitoes. That's the struggle being out here. Okay, let me turn on the light. Um, is it on? Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, it's on
so
now.
this is a bug spray that I'm spraying everywhere. You can see all the mosquitoes here. Just because it's a creek area, we have ton of mosquitoes, and whenever you plan to come in this kind of location, always carry a headlamp.
Mm.
Headlamp is so invaluable. And yeah, I'm not using it right now, but if I'm not going to live stream, I will definitely use it. It has to face my face.
Yep, it's facing you.
Yeah. Okay, so right now I'm using a mirrorless camera to capture whatever is there in the sky. So I have two lenses here. Since I'm using A6700, I have 15mm f1.4 here on the camera, and I have another lens here that's 11mm f1.8. A lot of people debate which one to get actually, and I have made a separate video for that. But I always think that the 11 millimeters, oh, it's making a lot of sound. Okay, I always think that the 11 millimeters is actually more useful in astrophotography. Why? Because you get majority of the sky and you show the grandiose of the sky in the frame. So it's actually a more useful focal length compared to the 15 millimeter, even though 15 millimeter have a brighter aperture of f1.4. And so when using mirrorless cameras, especially, you have a lot of advantage. One, you don't have a shutter, you don't have to use the shutter. Like you can have electronic shutter, which will not shake the camera when the shutter mechanism is actuated. And because of that, you will get really crisp and sharp images when you're shooting astrophotography. And a few tips for astrophotography actually, if you have a really good sky. Uh, First thing is that you don't want to get any star trails, because when you talk about astrophotography, it's mostly like stars and Milky Way and those things, right? You don't want them to move unless that's what you're going for, but that's a different story, okay? There are two ways you can shoot it, but first way is you want to freeze the stars. You want to freeze the frame. So for that, you are not recommended to go beyond the shutter speed of 8 or 10. If it's like more than 10, you will have some tailing going on with the stars. And so we want to avoid it, even though I have kept here like 15. But just because there's no stars in the sky, because it's all covered with clouds, I just want to take the scenery. I want to make it look as beautiful as possible. So I want some moving elements in the frame. So I'm going to make sure that the clouds are moving, so it's like flowy, milky. I'm going to keep the shutter speed at 15,
The-
15 seconds.
There's
Yeah.
a question. Is it a prime lens?
Yes. So, okay, I will explain the setup again. Right now, I have two setups. One with A6700 with 15mm f1.4 prime lens, yes. Why prime? Because it's not zoom. So any fixed focal length lens is called a prime lens. Any lens that can be zoomed is called zoom lens. So one that I have over there, which is time-lapsing the night-day transition, is actually A7C2 with 16 to 35 millimeter f2.8 lens. That's actually a bright, very bright lens, and it's going to capture the time lapse from there. I'm going to I have set that up at f2.8 so that I get maximum light going on into the lens. All right, so that's the brightest you can get with zoom lenses, f2.8. And these prime lenses can go further. It can open up brighter. So that's the advantage of using prime lenses. F1.8, this is 11 millimeters for a crop sensor camera. So there's the advantage of having a crop sensor camera and a full frame camera. This is a 1.5 times crop sensor, which means smaller size. And for smaller size cameras, you get smaller size lenses. Very easy to carry and convenient. So yeah, I think I can show the camera, but before that. So this is the setup I have. I'm going for vertical shots. Here this is f1.4, and here this is f1.8. Right. So the idea behind this one, f1.4, is just because it's a crop sensor camera, there is very less potential for it to take in the light. So you need to give in more light. Even though that's f2.8, that can be brighter in some cases, and it will have less noise because the sensor itself is big. But in this case, since the sensor is small, it can only take up as many photons as possible. So we need to use brighter aperture lenses, and that's why I've mainly focused on prime lenses. All right, any more questions there?
No, not right now.
Okay. So let me take a photo here. Basically, my process of taking night photos is something like this. I make sure that frame is there. I can see something, but I'm sure you cannot see. I will show some final photos later. So here, two things. One is the shutter speed, and the other is we are making sure that we are not hitting the shutter button. You know, I don't like to use the remote because it's just one more thing to carry around. If I have the opportunity to carry around the remote, I would rather prefer that. But since I'm not having a remote today, I'm using a delay shutter. So I'm going to set a timer of 5 seconds, or sometimes I can use shortcut to set it to 2 seconds. But if you have an unstable tripod, I recommend 5 seconds. So once I set the shutter delay, I can set the ISO. ISO is at 100. I would want to keep it as minimum as possible. So right now I'm at 100. You can go down to 50 sometimes. So make sure it's in the photo mode, and all you need to do is focus again. I'm going to focus. Usually I focus to stars, but today I cannot see many stars, and it's a bummer. It's just clouds. So in that case, what can I do? I will increase the shutter speed so that I have more light coming up, just so that sensor can show what's there in front of the camera. Now then I set the manual focus. Always during these landscapes, I mostly use manual focus. These lenses are very fast. They have very fast autofocus motors. This camera is extremely fast. It's known for its autofocus capability, but still I will decide to use manual focus because that's that's how you get the focus every single time consistently, especially for time lapse. So I'm zooming in, not zooming in. So I have the focus assist turned on. So what focus assist does is basically it will zoom in 6 times and show that where it is getting focused. So you turn on the focus assist, turn the manual zoom on, manual ring, so that it zooms in, and you can move the pointer around to see which object is in focus. I'm trying to get the farthest object in focus. Once that is in focus, hit the shutter button. So after 2 seconds, it will start to open up the sensor to get the light in. So I've set the shutter speed at 15 seconds. So once the shutter mechanism is on, it will open up for 15 seconds. Once the 15 seconds is up, it will shut down the shutter so that we get the image. So that's the idea behind long exposure shots. And of course, there's something called long exposure noise reduction that's in the camera. What it does is, for JPEG images, it's going to introduce artificial noise reduction. For me, I would like to do it in the post, so I don't turn on the noise reduction, long exposure noise reduction. So I keep it off. After taking the photo, I could hear the shutter close. And after taking the photo, it's processing now. So to process the image, it's going to take some time. Usually it doesn't happen this way. Just because I have set it in time delay mode, it is happening this way. Yeah. So this is the kind of image we can get. Is it visible there?
Let me try to zoom in a bit and turn off this light.
Yeah.
Okay, just a moment. How do I...
Okay, it's
a
bad
bit
idea.
bright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bad idea.
Trying. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I can turn on the light.
Apologies,
Yeah.
but we'll show the picture later. Yeah.
All right. So the idea is like right now, since there's the foreground light from this, the light from the video, we have the foreground in so much light and it's so bright, which actually I don't like. The foreground and the background should be separated by a certain amount of light difference. So what I use is sometimes I just remove this headlamp. Like I have this UV light on. I don't know if it can be captured. Is
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this headlamp has like three modes actually. This one with the UV lamp, and next is like a minimum bright, and this is maximum brightness. So I always turn on this UV light, show it on the foreground.
This is from Decathlon.
Yeah, this is from Decathlon, not sponsored. We are a big fan of Decathlon. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So this is very cheap. You can get it for a very cheap price, but it's very useful. So you can color the foreground, but you will get the foreground in blue color. Later you will have to edit it in post. Yeah. So the challenges, I want to talk about challenges. One, waking up at this time of the day, right? So depending on the time of the year, you will have Milky Way appearing on the sky sometime early in the night, sometime very late in the night. If you're lucky, if you're in summer, then you get to shoot early in the night. And if you're shooting early in the night, you will not have light pollution and you get to sleep in the morning, right? Otherwise, you'll have to pull a all-nighter. And today we had to sleep for some amount of time in the previous night, and then we woke up at like 3 in the morning, and we are here trying to um, shoot the shoot the stars. And right when the sun is gonna come, oh, a lot of bugs. Oh. Okay, sun is gonna come, right? Sun is gonna rise at 5:30 or 5:15, something like that. At 5 o'clock, it's going to put in a lot of light from the sun. It's just 4:30. It will look like it's a lot of time, right? But unfortunately, no. Sun rays are very sketchy. They will just like push in a lot of light in the early morning time. So you need to always come a lot earlier than the sunrise time to shoot stars and night skies, especially. And yeah, today we are just plainly unlucky. So regardless, right? Regardless, I have one camera set up over there, time lapsing. Yeah,
We
and
have a shout out from Muna Bose. I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name. Hey Jay and Alyssa, we love whatever you're doing.
oh,
Thank you so much.
thanks, Muna. Yeah. So yeah, so that's what the challenge is. Like there are several challenges. One is the bugs as well. Right now we are near the water body, so water body attracts a lot of bugs, and we are right above a creek.
We're on a bridge actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are on a bridge, and right beneath me is a lot of water, and it's gonna breed a lot of insects. And yeah, I'm filled with bugs right now, and they are getting attracted to all the light we have around. Around us, it's completely dark, and it's so quiet. It's pitch dark. Once it's getting light, and we can see a lot of wildlife, around. They're starting their activity. They're starting their day as well. And right in like 100 meters or so, we could see a ton of kites. I think you must have seen my stories. A lot of kites live around here. They are migrational birds. They might migrate to Himalayas in the next month or so. So this will be the last opportunity for us to shoot the black kites over here. And along this creek, along this canal, there is a kingfisher on that side, and there's other common tiny birds around here. So it's actually a good time to come in the morning and shoot the kingfisher trying to have its breakfast. So that's also why we have chosen this place in particular. Apart from that, there is a beautiful place over here which splits the canal into two ways. So it's a V kind of shape, and we can get a lot of reflection from that. And yeah, it's kind of a very good place. And make sure that if you're planning on time lapsing at night or taking the starry sky, you scout the place before. So you get an idea about what it looks like, where you can push in your camera, etc. So you will get an idea. One thing we have one thing we did not plan for is actually the clouds, and we cannot avoid nature. But yeah, this thing has to be done today.
Just some more details.
Yeah, you can talk.
Yeah, okay, I'm back on camera. No, now I'm gonna be infested with bugs with all the lights. But just earlier when we were on our way here, we also found sunbeam snake. So the sunbeam snake is really abundant here in Thailand. They're very shiny, they're harmless, and they're really beautiful. So we managed to capture a video and a picture, but like just through our phone, so the quality won't be that great. And also some, I need to take my notes here, so some other birds as well, like the rosy pipit and some long-tailed shrike as well. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And some are here seasonally, some are here only during a certain time of the day. Yeah, so and they're all around the same area, so that's a really nice thing. There's also a male Pied Harrier apparently, and a eastern marsh harrier, I think. Yeah, so quite a lot of wildlife and birds around here, and oriental darter, those big birds with long beaks. So if you enjoy birds, then this is pretty much a paradise for you. We also have a spot-billed pelican as well. Large body of water, and a lot of people come fishing here as well. So when we arrived, we heard a lot of splashes, random splashes here and there. So most likely some of the fish are really active here at night as well.
Okay, so quickly, I can see a lot of stars above. So no foreground, just sky and stars. So let's skip to that. Just follow me.
Yeah, now you can see the surroundings, what it looks like. We're actually at a junction, right at the junction. Oops, okay.
Okay, I see a lot of stars in there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly change the lens. For a brief period, you will not be looking at me because I'm gonna turn off the light so that I can take some stars.
But we'll still be live.
So like I said, I don't like this focal length of 15 millimeters for the top sensor body. So I'm gonna change it to wider focal length of 11 millimeter. Any questions, guys?
Not yet.
I think only Nishan know better. And always have an assistant like your wife whenever you're going around.
Very hard to find, I
Life
think.
is simpler. Life is simpler with good wife. Okay, I hear a lot of buzzings.
Hmm.
Hey, this place is actually relatively bug-free, in my opinion. So here with this lens, I can actually focus to the stars. I don't think you guys can see it. Can you bring it closer? Yeah, I'm not sure you guys can see it, but I can focus on the stars, and there's a lot of stars in here. And for a brief moment, I will be talking still, but I will turn off the lights so that there's no light on the foreground here. It'll all be just stars, and I'm gonna set F, sorry, not F, 8 seconds of shutter speed, and I'm sorry, I'm going to bump up the ISO because ISO 100 wouldn't cut it, so I'm gonna increase the ISO to at least 400.
We have a question. Is it better to use a red light?
Yeah, red light is better, but I don't have it right now. Red light is better, and it does affect. Okay, so here's my opinion about red light. Red light is better, but it does affect the image quality, the output image to some extent. So no light is better than having any light. So does it answer that question? right, so I have focused. I have, yeah, now the sensor is open. All the light is off. So when we look at the sky, it's usually the three stars on the sky. And right now I can only see them, so I'm going to capture them. And let's see the final output. So this is the final output.
There's
Not
a
sure.
response.
Yeah, yeah, it's Nishant. Yeah. Okay, so this is the final output. It looks like it's daytime because, yeah, because of the long exposure shot, but it's not daytime, and it's still very cloudy, so not a good idea still. Cloudy days are just no, but still we are enjoying the moment. Yeah, there are some birds like just woken up. They are like screaming that hey, there are people here. So we might want to go to that place where my camera is still time lapsing.
Long exposure shot looks crazy. Someone said, yeah.
Yeah,
No.
so yeah, it will make night look like day. It will take up any amount of tiny light that's there and it will try to put it on the sensor. So long exposure is beautiful, but not for all the time. I will explain more on that. So let's go back to that place. Yeah, you can follow me. So while we are walking, I want to talk about long exposure shots.
Mhm.
Are you okay?
Yeah, yeah. Keep
Okay.
going.
So when it comes to long exposure shots, pleasing skies, milky waters, all these are as a result of long exposure shots. You can also still do it in the daytime, but when you do it on the nighttime, the drawback is that you get star trails, which you don't want in the picture. You can make it artificially in the post-processing, but while shooting, try to avoid star trails. It's always recommended not to have them. But during the daytime, you can always use an ND filter so that you get the exposure the shutter speed to increase the exposure to have that wavy milky feel with the clouds and the water bodies. Okay, it's a no light zone actually. It's still time lapsing, so I want to avoid having any light at all. Okay, so there is one more opportunity here. You can hold it here. So there's one more opportunity that we see right now is actually right above my head. So it's beautiful. The clouds have cleared, so I can see all the stars right above my head. So we're gonna take one more shot. So let me set it up.
Okay, another comment. I am super excited seeing Jay. His love and knowledge about photography has grown over the years.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm happy to share that with the rest of the world as well.
Yeah. And I'm sorry if the footage right now is a bit shaky because we're on unstable ground. It's a bit, I'm using a monopod for the camera, so it's not very stable. So I'm trying to hold it, well, not moving too much, but I gotta fan my face as well because there's tons of bugs and mosquitoes.
Yeah. So yeah, this frame I'm able to see a lot of photos. Yeah, please be stay tuned to my Facebook and Instagram. So I will post these as a story as well as some photos over there. So stay tuned for all the results over there. I cannot show you right away. It's a very bad idea to have live streaming. This is why nobody does live streaming when they're photographing because it's an arduous process. It's 4:48 right now, and yeah, it's just crazy to be here and live stream at the same time. If we are just here trying to shoot all this time lapse, it's fine. But getting you guys together with me, undergoing this process, bug bites.
It's nice to have more company actually because it does get quite quiet and lonely out
Lonely,
here.
yeah. Yeah, thank you, friends from across the world.
Sure, but I am following both of on social media. Okay, both of you on social media.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, I think this one is a nice frame. So we have a lot of stars in the frame. Like I said, it's right above my head, so there's no foreground, which is a bummer. I always like foregrounds. But here I cannot see Milky Way still. Milky Way is right under. Are
Okay.
you showing the sky?
Yeah, actually, I can see some stars, like tiny dots.
Yeah, not much actually. I
Yeah,
would prefer with foreground. So
of course.
that's how you differentiate your photography, right? You can always get these things using your phone, using your camera, but framing the photos according to a winner level photo, right? That's the composition part is actually the tricky one. Being at the right time of the day and capturing the right instances is very difficult. And right now the Milky Way is kind of like parallel to horizon. It's a very bad time of the year actually. It's okay if the Milky Way is parallel to the horizon. Sometimes you get the curve. You must have seen some photos where the Milky Way is curving towards horizon, and in the foreground you have the mountains. Yeah, you can do that. There are places where you can go at the right time of the year, but this time of the year, this is all we get right from Thailand. Yeah, with
Yeah.
all the pollution, light pollution as well.
So we're live from Thailand, but we have followers from Canada, also from Thailand, from Russia, from all over the world. Okay, and Nishan says there's a big star coming up in 30 minutes.
Star?
What do you mean?
Sun is a star.
See, I see. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
very big one.
maybe a little more than 30 minutes.
No,
Still
no,
so
the
dark.
sunlight will be seen in like 30 minutes.
Okay,
I
oh,
feel like
time
there is some,
flies.
yeah,
Yeah, with you guys around, time really flies.
yeah. Especially this time, right? Like the time between pitch dark time and the time between the sun, the first light of the sun, is actually very short, like less than 30 seconds, I would say. And in that moment, like when it gets pitch dark, when there's no light at all, it's like absolute bliss. You will go blind if there is no light at all. So that's something I'm looking forward today as well. It's getting there. It's almost getting there. I see no light at all around me. And when there's like absolutely no sound also, you'll be like creeped out sometimes. It's kind of scary. So yeah, with this light, okay, there's also light, on the sensor from whatever we are filming. So there is also some kind of light on the sky because, yeah. So it's not a good picture, all right? So when I turn off the light, I can have a better picture, but I don't want to keep you guys in the dark. Yeah. So with that said, we'll look forward for the sun. And once the sun is up, we'll move to the bigger gears. Like I will change the lens to the 200 to 600 millimeters. I will show you some birds. We'll move to the kite location. We'll be traveling over there, and you can see all the kites from the trees. Imagine like 100,000 kites around a farmland, and they're all sitting on trees, making the leaves of the trees. That's what we're gonna see today. And I was like stunned to see that yesterday, and I was like, uh, I don't know where I can find them, but once I found them, I was like, wow. So today we're gonna see it, the first light of the sun. Um, so the window we have today for completing this live stream and also to capture all those wildlife is very narrow. So right from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. is all the window we got. And during that time, we want to photograph the black kites. We want to photograph the kingfisher, and beyond after that, like we will go to photograph some waterfalls. We have booked a trip through the dam,
Yeah,
uh,
boat ride. Yeah.
boat ride, so we'll have to cover that as well. During that boat ride, we will go to 3 different waterfalls, and after that, we will this place itself. It's called Nakhon
Nakonayok.
Nayok. Nakhon Nayok. Yeah, this place is called Nakhon Nayok, and in this place there's a huge streak of waterfall filled bodies. So you can stop everywhere, go into that region, and you can take photos of waterfall. So it's like huge stretch. I don't know how many I can cover today, but yeah, we'll try our best to cover all of them. And so yeah, we have very limited time, and it's a failure. It's a bummer. that, you know, a lot of clouds are here. Sad on my part. But yeah, this is what you, sometimes it happens, right? You go to the place, you expect something, but something else happens. Apart from that, you get to learn photography from me, yeah, so you can ask your doubts. I will try to clarify them. Any doubts?
Not yet.
Okay. So I will talk more about the camera stuff. I'm using manual mode, by the way. If you're thinking of using aperture or shutter priority modes, well, you can, depending on the situation. Right now, for the time lapse, I would have preferred aperture priority mode, where I can set the aperture and let the camera decide the ISO and the shutter speed. I would have tried that, but I want smooth flowing of skies and clouds and water, so I also use the manual mode over there. Depending on what you need, you can decide on the mode. A very common question: JPEG or RAW? I always shoot both. I use big enough size SD cards in them, so I always shoot both. It's very easy to process in Lightroom, edit multiple photos together. So batch editing is very easy in Lightroom, so I use that as well. And so it's very easy for me to edit one image and copy the settings to the other images, and I can process them. I can export them as JPEGs. I can import them into DaVinci Resolve, and the final output of time lapse will be ready in DaVinci Resolve, and I can export that in MP4 format for uploading in the social media. So that's the workflow of me capturing time lapses. And especially for time lapse, I use RAW. Why? Because sometimes what happens is that when you shoot landscapes, you get all the control. But when you shoot time lapse landscapes, you do not get all the control because everything changes so fast. Nature is super unpredictable, and you need to have that kind of flexibility in post so that you get to bring back all the details from the highlights and also all the details from the shadows. So you need to have the dynamic range. JPEGs will not give it, mm, while the RAWs can do. So that's why I always shoot RAW and JPEG. If I need to post it immediately to the social media, I can still use JPEGs. That's why.
I have a question
Yeah.
by Muna. Have you guys tried any dope night photography in the past? Like hunting aurora, borealis, more towards the North Poles, shooting stars? Um,
We
not
have not tried yet.
not North Pole, but Monkalakoto. You can talk about that.
Okay, so we have not tried all those beautiful skies yet, but we do have plans for that. We have been in a place called Mount Kalakocho, which we unintentionally went over there. We were to go to Gloselo in Thailand. It's very steep drive. It's actually like a mountain top, like very peak point of the mountain,
Bordering Myanmar.
bordering Myanmar. And to go there, you need to take like very hard drives. But then like we lost our way. It was in the middle of the night, something like this actually. So it was pitch dark. There's nothing around, only Google Maps. And in that mountain, we couldn't find where we are. Google Maps was inaccurate. Nishant, make note. Yeah, and then we lost our way and we went to a place called Mount Kalakocho. But that night was amazing. Okay, so that Mount Kalakocho place, with that place, like you can see around the cities and everything, 360-degree view of all the places around. So we were in the middle, the top of the mountain around, so you can see the top of other mountains below you. So it's like very beautiful place. But we did not realize when we reached there. For me, it was like so dark everywhere. It's like if I take a few steps further, I will fall down. So it's like very peak point. But we went there and we didn't realize at the time that it was a beautiful place. All we know is, okay, there was going to be a sea of clouds coming when the sun is going to rise. And I decided to, spend the entire night shooting stars, shooting star time lapse. And yeah, I was successful in that as well. I think we have a video about Mount Kalakocho. You can check it out. It's just a 6-minute video. It was a beautiful place. I got a chance to film the sea of clouds. It will look like a river of water. That's it. It's like a white mist of river, but it's actually clouds flowing beautifully, and you can see all the sun rays, the range of sun rays, right from pink color to orange color to whatever color the sun can give. It's like so beautiful at that time of the day, and yeah, we were able to capture that as well. So that's, I think, the closest what we could get to. But yeah, one day we are planning to go to capture all those auroras and stuff.
Actually, if you have seen the promotional post of this live stream, one of the pictures beside the kite picture with the stars was taken at Mangkalagocho actually.
Yeah. So to give more perspective, that's in January, and in January, it's the Milky Way is still under the Earth, like the other side of Thailand. So if you are somewhere other side of Thailand, you have better view of Milky Way than the people in Thailand. So try shooting in your countries, wherever you are, if you're opposite to Thailand, like the other side of the world,
Yeah.
during November to February. But yeah, even that time there was moon in the sky, but since we were high up the altitude, very high up the altitude, even if there is sky, even if there's clouds, it was forming below us. So the clouds, there was only like light clouds. It's not the heavy clouds. Heavy clouds are the ones that are stopping us from seeing the stars. And we are not in that kind of altitude. So if we go to that altitude, we tend to see the heavy clouds forming under us. So we get on to see the light clouds above us. And you get a much clearer view of the stars, even if there is no Milky Way. And that's exactly the photo what you saw in the promotional photo of the live stream.
Mona said that she would love to host us when we are in Canada. Aww,
Thanks, Mona.
really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
really appreciate it. Yeah,
Mm.
we will visit there sometime. Yeah,
It's in our bucket list.
yeah. I mean, like if we go there, probably we might want to visit a lot of places too. Yeah, but thanks for offering to host us. Yeah, I can see more sky here. I mean, the clouds are clearing up. We can see more stars in here, around here.
Actually, even from the phone, you can see the cloud and the sky separating. Actually,
Separating,
yeah.
So probably I can go to the previously planned place and try to get some reflection. So yeah, the idea of why I chose this place is like, actually you can
No, no
turn
light
this way.
here. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this canal water body which will give us some amazing reflection of the stars, and the Milky Way, just when the sun is about to rise during the bliss period, very short period, we might be able to get the reflection of the horizontal Milky Way from the water body. That was the initial plan. So if there is no clouds around here, we would have been able to do that. But now with the clouds, it's literally impossible. Very, very impossible. Actually, let's turn the camera around that way. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Nishan said if you come to Canada, do drop by the neighbor to the south as well. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sure, Nishan. We're looking forward to our meet over there. I think this can do a very good background, sorry, foreground. So here I see a tree. Trees, no, no. So here I see no leaves at all. So I want to use this as a foreground and try to take the stars in the background. By the way, thanks again guys for joining in, and I hope you have enough time to spend for our entire live stream. I really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for coming up with questions. I'm glad that you guys are also interested in photography. Okay. So you might be wondering why I use like multiple mounts, right? Here, one is for video and the other is for photo. And I get more flexibility with this ball head. I'll explain more after I set up this camera.
Can
I
I
will
turn a
actually
bit?
turn off the light. Huh?
Can I turn a bit to show?
No,
Okay, I'll
please no.
turn the light off.
Not yet, not yet.
Okay.
Okay, I think I have a good view of the foreground and background. There's also, of course, another tree behind, which actually I don't want, but no choice. Always make sure to refocus to the stars, and it helps. Okay, I think now you can turn off the light.
Okay.
All right. So let me explain. When it's pitch dark, don't think that, okay, there is no light at all. Yes, there is light. If you can hear me, say hi. And okay, it's finished taking the photo, but I'll take multiple photos. One is not enough. So the idea behind having multiple pods here is that I get to adjust however I want. Like for example, I want to make it from vertical to horizontal, I can still do it. If I want to change it for the video purposes, I can still use the video fluid head. I think I need to explain a bit more on the fluid head. Let me set it up first. And I think like, can you turn on the light please? Yeah. I think for this photo, I think I will go vertical. So you can also see.
Can you come a little bit back?
Yeah, like
Because
this?
otherwise it's, yeah.
Okay. No, I shouldn't.
Okay. It's still in the
Sorry.
frame. It's okay. It's a bit in the corner, but yeah.
You can come here, this way. Yeah, okay. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Alright, so this is what I was talking about. I can get this vertical. Yeah, of course I can use this as well, but this is more practical for me. And sometimes you don't get the enough height, so you just use the tripod adjustment. So, yeah. Composition. When it comes to landscape, composition is all that matters. When you have good composition, then yeah, your photo will be a hit. But don't always expect to have amazing photos. I think you need to turn off the light. I'm getting a lot of flash into the, yeah. Now it's much better. Okay. So I'm taking one vertical and one horizontal because I see some leading lines from the creek beside us. It's not exactly a canal, but it's a creek, and we get a lot of leading lines. Leading lines are very beautiful, especially for photos, and always try to have some leading lines into your photos. Maybe it's a road, or maybe it's a creek or canal or anything it may be. Sometimes even if it's a tree, it's fine. Okay, now you can turn on the light. So I don't know if it's like visible yet, because I see a lot of yellow light around the horizon, which means the sun is gonna come up. Most likely that we have missed that tiny fraction of second, the bliss moment. I call it the bliss moment. Yeah. So let me grab this. If you guys are curious to know what mount it is, I will explain in a bit. So I'm not sure if it's visible. Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the kind of leading light, and we can see that there is a lot of clouds still. The sky is clear from here, but it's still a lot of clouds around there. Not much of stars, but yeah, it's a beautiful place. And I think I will just do a time lapse from here and let the camera run while we can go to the other side and talk further.
So when I said that when the flashlight was off, the horizon could be seen.
Oh, good. Nice. Yeah, so we probably missed the bliss moment, which is fine. So I like to set up time lapses. It shows the progression of time in a very beautiful way. And there are a few things to remember when we set up the time lapse. The one is the number of shots that you plan to shoot. Two is the interval between them. So in Sony cameras at least, it's called the interval time shooting. So I'm going to set the interval time between the shots to be like 5 seconds for this camera. and I'm going to use a maximum number of shots, like 9999, so that I get to control when the camera should stop.
There's a question.
Yeah.
What camera tripod are you using?
All right. I will answer over there. I think you can start going there. Yeah. I don't want light. I think here should be fine. Okay. I will turn on the time lapse and I will come back. All right. Okay. Time lapse is on. When it comes to tripod, I use two kind of tripods. One, a travel-friendly tripod, and two is like a heavy tripod, a studio-friendly tripod. So the idea of tripod is to get your camera stable on the ground. Sometimes the ground may be very unstable. If it's the question just like what tripod I'm using, it's from Peak Design. But if you're interested to know more about tripods, I'm happy to explain. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. And there are many different tripods and it can get really hard to choose which tripod actually you want. So if you're a travel kind of guy, I recommend you to go with the lightweight tripods. And especially if you don't have heavy gears because you're traveling, I recommend you to use a lock kind of locking mechanism, a knob kind of locking mechanism instead of the screw-on type locking mechanism tripods, because when you purchase the screw-on ones, even though it is actually more durable than the knob type ones, the problem with them is actually the rubber on the outer surface comes off very easily in a shorter period of time, and that's not okay because the tripods nowadays, they are marketed as cheap travel tripods, and the quality of them is not that great. You know, the tripods under 1 kg is definitely not recommended. People often think that okay, it's very lightweight, it's durable as advertised. We know advertising is all gimmicks, so don't go for that. Okay, don't fall for that cheap, inexpensive, lightweight tripods. It has to be around 1 kg to 1.5 kg or 2 kgs. So that's the weight of the tripod with the ball head you need to think about, so that it can actually stabilize your camera. If you get the tripod too light, it will topple over. Yeah, it can hold the camera if it's on a level surface, okay? But if it's not on the level surface, right now we are in a very unstable ground. We are in the most rural, some of the most rural
Dirt road.
places in Thailand. So the ground will always not be level. So it's recommended you it's recommended that you not get the very lightweight tripods. The weight of the tripod should be around 1 to 2 kgs, so that the weight of the camera is actually stabilized on the tripod without toppling. Or sometimes when let's say a camera company is advertising that a tripod and the ball head can hold up to 5 kgs of the camera weight, it can actually hold up only up to like 600 grams or 500 grams of the weight of the camera. I don't know why they do it, but I have tried a few in the past, and all the advertisement are kind of like gimmicks for them. I don't know what they have tested with. So even the camera that I'm using right now, the entire camera system with the A6700, with a cage and with the lens, it's around 800 to 900 grams only. And lighter weight tripods are kind of like fuzzy. You know, you cannot get the knob locked for a long time. Sometimes one of the tripod is from small rig, the knob just broke off. So you have all sort of complications with very cheap lightweight tripods. Okay, not necessarily cheap. The small rig ones are not cheap, but yeah, you get the point. So I recommend if you are going for lightweight tripods, go for the locking mechanism instead of twisting mechanism for the tripod leg locks. And for ball heads, yeah, you can go with ball heads. If you're into videos, then go for fluid heads. If you're into photos, go with ball heads. It's fine. If possible, get a L bracket for your camera so that you can do it vertical and horizontal. And that should be it. Yeah, carbon fiber. Yeah, of course. Peak Design, what I have right now, is a prime example of a like a very good travel tripod. It's the only complaint I have with the Peak Design so far is that when you open up the all the knobs together, I want them to fall down like this, free fall, which doesn't happen with peak design. You have to individually pull out all the legs one by one or all together, which is in a way kind of fuzzy. I don't like it because the tripod I used before from a brand called Nest, it was like it had a very long time, long lifetime. So I was using it for 7 to 8 years, and then the rubber came off and the locking mechanism, the plastic like just broke apart. Otherwise, I would have still used it. So very nice tripod from Nest, and those kind of tripods are pretty expensive. At that time, Nest was an emerging brand, so they had made one of the best tripods, but now I don't think they are making it anymore. But there are brands like Gitso, very common name in the tripod brand. There are other brands like Bendro. They're also making some good tripods. Um, yeah, you can Manfrotto. Yeah, I have another Manfrotto, which is like a multi-purpose studio tripod plus travel tripod. It's a bit longer than Peak Design, but it can withhold, it can hold a lot more weight, like 15 kgs. Peak Design can hold up to 9 kgs. Manfrotto can hold up to 15 kgs. In both these tripods, I can use something to put the back down, like a hook, so that I get more weight to it. It's more stabilized that way. So this weight is also something you need to consider before buying a tripod. So if you were to use the same weight with a lighter tripod, it will collapse in the middle. But if you were to use the weight in the middle, it's more stabilized in more expensive tripods. Yeah.
Okay, another question. This one is by Muna.
Mhm.
What type of content do you plan to focus on in the coming years on our YouTube channel?
Okay, so I want to, once we get monetized, we are not monetized yet. So once we are monetized, I want to post more of travel content. Cameras, yeah, there's only like a few things we can do. I can do actually. I don't want to be like too focused on making educational content. Travel content is something that I like to film and edit, which I enjoy doing it as well. Educational content, yeah, I'm doing it for having a certain set of materials so that I can share it with people who are asking or who are trying to find the answers on the internet. So there are a lot of people who are starting out photography who don't know ABCD of photography. So I want to make enough content so that they get started with the art. You know, art, it's an art. So everybody deserves to know how it should be like captured, it should be like taken. It's an easy thing to learn, but it need to be structured, in my opinion. Some people, when I started photography, it was like I put my hand everywhere to learn this art. And I want to structure it so that many people don't waste time in learning, putting their feet everywhere and waste time. And that's exactly my intention. I want to structure it. And once I create sufficient amount of educational material, then I will shift to travel content.
Which
Yeah.
will also be on the website. We have a
Yeah.
website.
So we are starting a website. Not much content going on there, and which it'll be ready by next week or so. And in that, I will have a few pages dedicated for photography people, and they can look at that. I will add lot of help guides and navigation in the website, so you can navigate to the right content that you're looking for. And there is also like step-by-step process of each individual photography, like for example landscape, what you need to consider early on, how you can learn photography. You need to learn. Yeah, every time you get a new camera, there's always so many things that we don't know, but the basic things are the exposure that we need to know, autofocus settings we need to know, and with those two you can get started with any camera brands. Like, you don't have to stick to one particular brand. So cameras, by the end of the day, it's just a tool, and regardless what shape of hammer you're given, you're gonna still hit whatever you want to hit, right? So photography is just a tool. So whatever camera you use, you should be able to capture the image as you want it. So you need to learn how to learn photography, and I'm coming up with a course material all about photography or basics of photography in one blog post. And yeah, you could navigate to each individual sections. I will talk about different style of photography, like for example studio, portrait, or landscape and wildlife, wildlife is kind of my liking. So I like to photograph wildlife more. So if I'm going to live stream, it will be more of in the daylight, when there's light and when there's wildlife in front of me. Those are the kind of live stream I will make. But for the regular content, it's going to be educational and travel kind of content. Yeah, I will fix the live stream next time when I'm doing it from my studio. This is outdoors. I have no control over anything. So yeah, it's going wild.
Yeah, we've been pretty lucky so far that there's
Yeah.
no single vehicle passing by because we're right at a junction here, and actually on the way here we saw at least 4 or 5 fishermen fishing fish. So yeah, that could happen anytime now, especially as the sun is rising. And it's already around 5:20 now, so yeah, it's happening soon. Things will move really fast. Yeah.
Yeah, we will put the description. We will put the link in the description. But yeah, it's not yet ready, so we are kind of embarrassed to show it off.
I mean, there is some content out there already. It's just we don't want to publicize it yet until it's absolutely ready. But yeah, we will definitely do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad Munna and Nishant are like very
So
active.
active, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for giving us company, guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, let us know if you have any other questions. We're still gonna hang around here for some time with you guys, with the bugs. Let us know.
Yeah. Yeah, this mic is actually pretty useless in my opinion.
Really?
Oh, there's a bug here.
Oh no. I gotta go.
Yeah. A lot of mosquitoes, basically. Yeah, we're still in that water body area. So it's, yeah, there's water here, right here, which you cannot see. It's pitch dark. There's some fishes. Okay, so basically, the water level is very low. So what happens is, like, when the water is very low, there's only like this amount of gap between for the fish to swim, right? So they swim in this way, and when they're sleeping and they wake up, they don't know where to go. They just like get startled, and then they keep flapping up and down out of the water. It's like somebody swimming in the water. So we've been hearing that for a very long time, and we were thinking, oh, someone's walking on the water surface. So yeah, that happened. Something, anything could creep anybody out here. Yeah. So we at this point, I think we'll just wait for the sun to rise. There's no point in trying to take photos of stars anymore. Astrophotography live stream is such a bummer today. I'm sorry, guys, to disappoint you. Yeah, we hope to find a better time in the future where I can, really show the beauty of the stars when we go up the sky towards like the tip of the mountain, like Mount Kalakacho. The challenge over there is actually the internet. We might not have good internet, but if we have, then we will plan to live stream from there. It will be beautiful. On that particular night in Mount Kalakacho, I wish I had a company because Alissa was sleeping in the car. So
I was driving.
yeah, she drove me there, of course. She drove me there, so she had to take rest. So she was sleeping, and I had to spend the entire night trying to film stuff. So yeah, that's about it. Any questions, guys? I mean, any more things you want to know?
Nishan said you could hear birds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot here. They're just waking up. It's 5:23 exactly, and they're waking up. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited to go to kites and film those birds. And I don't know what my expectation is. Okay, yesterday I saw the kites, so I know what to expect out of the kites. But I could not get to see the kingfishers, so I'm kind of excited to see what their habitat is like in this kind of area. Yeah, so yeah, beautiful time to be at a buggy place like this. I think we can move to a different location actually. Can you check how much battery is left? Maybe it's time to plug in.
I don't know if we can check without exiting the live stream, so I'll
No,
plug it
I
in.
think we can. See?
65. Okay, 66.
Okay, right now I'm using Galaxy S24 Ultra. Yeah, that's my favorite. To live stream. Sorry, guys. So I'll show you one more thing. It's apparently a very famous place. So they have some name board here. Yeah, why I was saying my phone? Yeah, why? Because the battery life of it, I've been live streaming for more than an hour and 30% got reduced. So which is fine, which is very nice. So this is the place actually. I'm not sure if you can. So this is the place. They have the map of. Yeah, so unfortunate.
You're advertising for competitors. The phone.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not advertising for competitors. I'm just reporting the fact.
Just
As much as I love to use this phone, but I think it's not that great in my opinion. It's S23 was greater. Yeah, but this phone is not, honestly. Such a bummer. S24 Ultra is such a bummer. There are a few things I like about that phone though, like titanium casing compared to aluminum in S23 Ultra. But yeah,
and the zoom as well, the 100x zoom or no?
it was there in 23 and it was better in 23.
Mm.
So in 24, what they advertised was the AI features, which I don't think it's good in S24 Ultra. It's actually kind of counterproductive for me, so I don't use it as much. Yeah.
So next time try the new Pixel.
Yeah, sure, bring it on.
Sponsor it for us, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Let's see. Maybe I move to Apple. Yeah? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. For now, I'm not thinking about phones. Actually, if I were to switch to any phones, it will be Sony. Why? Because like Apple, Sony has their own ecosystem for content creators. And the new Sony Xperia 6 is very promising. And I see a lot of people.
There's
so
a
we need
vehicle
to,
coming.
Yeah, I need to. Okay, B, you can talk something. I will come back.
Well, the microphone is with you.
It's okay.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Okay, it's on hay right now, so it's a bit unstable. But yeah, this finally the first vehicle in 2 or 3 hours now coming, or 2 hours actually. It's a bike, yeah, it's a motorbike, so it's okay. But of course, we need to be careful that none of our things get lost, right? Because we don't know, yeah, who they are and all that. So, oh, okay. The person just made a U-turn. Okay, good. Let me see if I can. Okay, it's stable now. Yep, gone. That person is gone. Hopefully not with our stuff. Yeah, so I'm just waiting for Jay to come back. He's just making sure that everything is here and not knocked off as well, because it's all dark, so bikes may not see and may hit the tripod. Yeah, now that I'm looking at the light, when I look around, it's all very black. It's really hard. It takes a bit of time for the eyes to adjust to the darkness, right? When we want to do stargazing, we need to make sure that our eyes are well adjusted to the darkness so that we can clearly see the stars and basically the nighttime surroundings. Okay, he's on his way back. He's coming back now. Yeah, I hope you have been able to hear me.
Yeah,
And I hope I'm visible. Yeah. Okay, I think we can switch spots
Yeah, sure.
again.
It's 1 hour 45 minutes actually since the live stream started. Okay, so a lot of people are looking to fish here in this tiny pond. When the level is low, the fish tend to come up. But I think we will move to somewhere in between the cameras so that we have more control on the visibility of the cameras. I think you can hold the camera. have two cameras on either sides, so I think I want to stay here so that if somebody were to come, I have more control to run to the camera and get it before someone takes it away. Yeah, so uh, not sure if there's any more questions, so I want to talk more about this location. This is a place called Bang Pli, sorry, Pak Pli,
Pak Pri.
Pak Pli. Yeah. So it's in Nakhon Nayok in Thailand. It's a big province. Okay, decent province, not too big. And it's just like 3 hours drive from Bangkok, not too far away. So,
Just two actually.
okay,
Two.
just 2 hours drive from Bangkok, so not too far away. The biggest challenge in this area is actually getting accommodation. So you either find too expensive places or very cheap places. If it is cheap, then you get, mediocre level. I mean, you can still stay there. It's just cheap, but they maintain the place pretty well, decent enough for you to sleep for a night. But if you want to enjoy like resorts, there are places like that as well. Very nice place for vacation, but not more than that. Oh my God, I see my blood. Oh,
Oh.
uh,
Yeah.
how long has it been drinking my blood?
Yeah. My face is all swollen.
Oh no.
Many bumps.
Uh, yeah, this live stream is a bad idea. Well, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. It's fun to be in this time of the year here. And we plan to do a couple more hours. Yeah. So at 7:15 sharp, we need to stop. So just like 1 hour 45 minutes more. And in that 1 hour 45 minutes more, I'm expecting to see the first light and in 30 minutes. So for the next 30 minutes, I don't know what to do because both of my cameras are time lapsing, and I think I will stop both the time lapses because I think they have got enough. And um, I'll switch over to cool them down so that I can get them ready for bird photography. When it comes to bird photography, I think I can talk now and focus on finding the birds when we are already there. Very big challenge in bird photography. That is like one, finding the birds, two, finding them flying, and three, getting the camera to focus on the birds. And four, you need to think about finding the right shutter speed to film them because birds are very erratic. Even when they're flying, it's kind of very how to say, your action, your panning action and your shutter speed should be in sync. Otherwise you get to have some blurry images. So even if you have tripod, it can minimize that kind of unsyncing of panning and the shutter speed. So having a tripod is beneficial, but if you have good arms and you can still lift up the lens, huge lens, like 2.3 kgs lens nowadays, and you can still shoot birds, which I'm not gonna do it today. I'm going to use tripod today, so sometimes in the middle, if I have to explain something, I can still relax and explain. Number two is that, yeah, when it comes to birds, right, like finding them. When I say finding them, it's easy to see directly what's ahead of you, but it's very difficult actually to find it in the display. Like for example, you have a very narrow field of view if it is more than 200 millimeters focal length. And with that narrow field of view, if you were to imagine you're using a monocular, right? You tend to find, like you tend to struggle to find where the subject is. That's exactly what will happen with the telelens and the camera. So finding them is already a challenge, and zooming closer from 200 to 600 millimeters, it's like 3 times the zoom. And you go 3 times forward, and it kind of is like even narrower, 3 times narrower. And in that tiny box, you need to put the bird in the box. The bird is tiny, the box is tiny, and the bird is erratic. So it's kind of like very difficult to find the bird and put it in a box and then capture it. And you need to have the autofocus settings correspondingly. You need to have the shutter speed settings correspondingly. And regarding the aperture, just keep the lens bright open. Like for example, if you're using f6.3 lens, just keep it at f6.3. But sometimes if you want to capture birds in flight and if you have enough light, you can bump up the aperture to f16 or f11. Why? Because you want to get the entire bird in frame, like from the one end of the wing to the other end of the wing. So if you want that kind of everything to be in a frame kind of a picture, you might have to bump down the aperture, you know, lower f-stops. So that's the idea behind bird photos. Wildlife is like including mammals. Mammals are a different story. Mammals, they walk on the earth, not a problem. They're not too erratic. It's relatively easy to photograph mammals than birds. Today it's going to be easier compared to the other days because we're going to see a flock of birds. So it'll be much easier for us to photograph, isolate one bird that's taking off the branch or one bird that's already flying near the trees. So that's relatively easy today. Today's challenge is going to be, walking between kites and the Kingfisher area. And today I want to start with kites. Why? Because they are there as a group, and the early morning light is gonna illuminate that, give out that silhouette, or the first daylight is gonna light up that habitat very nicely. So I want to start with the kite. Then when the light is already there, sufficient amount, like at 7 a.m. or maybe 6:30, I want to come here, try to capture Kingfisher, if time allows. Right? I'm having a hard stop at 7:15, so if time allows, I will come back to Kingfisher, or otherwise we will come back for Kingfisher in the evening hours. So morning may not be the right time. Ooh, a lot. I think I need to go to hospital and fill up my blood again. A lot of bugs. Yeah. So yeah, that's about capturing birds. Oh yeah, by the way, I have this expired mosquito repellent, which I think I'll just.
I think I need some too. Thank you.
Okay.
Still smells good though.
Yeah. Why did I forget this? Yeah,
It's in your pocket.
it's in my pocket. It's been in my pocket. Yeah. Go away, mosquito. Yeah. So, yeah, I need to drench myself with mosquitoes because too many blood gone already. Anyway, usually I'm a nature lover, but mosquitoes, no. Mosquitoes and
Bees.
not bees, the houseflies, especially the horsefly, no. And grasshoppers, no. They scare the shit out of me. Bees, yeah, bees like me. Bees just follow me around everywhere I go. So yeah. So birds, that's it. If you have any doubts with the bird photography, let me know. We will discuss over there. Um, Optimum shutter speed for bird photography. Yeah, this is the kind of question I get a lot in photography groups. Hey, I'm getting a new camera, so what should be the settings for wildlife photos? Wildlife in general is a combination of all sort of animals, like birds, land animals. There are many types of land animals, like fast-moving animals, slow animals like elephants, giraffes. Yeah, and when it comes to fish, yeah, it's still wildlife. So there are all sort of wildlife. So when we insects, right, another type of photography altogether. Um, the optimum setting for each of them is different. For example, if we are talking about birds, I would say shutter speed is the key, and you need to have the shutter speed more than what your focal length is. For example, like you have 600 millimeter lens, you need to have shutter speed at least 1/600th of a second to get the subject in focus and sharp. And this is for stationary subjects, right? You get to have a very focused and stabilized subject if you were to set the shutter speed that way. But let's say a subject is moving, you need to freeze a frame, which means you have to have a fast enough shutter speed to freeze a frame. And that's when, depending on birds like hummingbirds, for example, if you want to freeze the wings, you might need to use the maximum shutter speed of 1/8,000th of a second or 1/16,000, 32,000th of a second. But when it comes to birds like pigeons, you don't need that high of a shutter speed. They flap their wings very slowly and gently, so you don't need that high of a shutter speed. I would like to know at this point if my voice is actually higher than the bird's voice around, because birds are shouting more than me. So if anybody can reply in the live stream, if my voice is okay to listen to, or if the bird's volume is higher than mine. Anyway, oh, look like the mosquito repellent actually kind of worked. Yeah, it kind of worked.
Good.
Surprise. Yeah. So,
Volume is good. Your volume is good.
okay, good enough. So, when it comes to birds, there are different types of birds. So you need to think about what bird you're photographing, how fast they move, or if they are sitting. Let's say you don't have enough light. Sometimes it happens. Most of the time, it happens that a bird goes between all the branches and hides itself from the outside nature. So in that case, you need to bump up the ISO, and you need to think about it like, okay, the bird is not moving now, so I can reduce the shutter speed so that I can reduce the noise. So you can go down to shutter speed if the bird is not moving, up to like 1/600th of a second, or sometimes 1/500 or 1/400th of a second. I remember capturing one owl photo at 1/15th of a second. That's like very slow shutter speed for bird photography. I would say there's no one optimum settings for bird photography or wildlife photography in general. Depending on the situation, you need to prioritize what you need to change. As a beginner, everybody can keep the ISO auto in manual mode. Manual mode is what I recommend for everybody, for especially for wildlife. You can set the manual mode, and you can keep the ISO auto, which most cameras can do it now. And so what happens is, like, when you're shifting between a bright scene to a dark scene, the ISO automatically bumps up instead of you checking the ISO every single time. The other few things that are important are the white balance, right? And make sure the stabilization is on. Sometimes it is counterproductive to have the stabilization on when you mount it on a tripod. So you need to experiment how your camera gear work when it is placed on the tripod or off the tripod when you're hand holding it. When you're hand holding it is always recommended to use the stabilization. If you're mounting on a tripod, maybe depending on your camera make, you might have to decide whether you want to turn it on or not. And if not, then what you can do is, sometimes you use a third-party lens, and the third-party lens have its own stabilization, and the sensor in your camera, they have their own stabilization. So there's a mismatch between the stabilization between these two systems, and so you might need to fine-tune or think about which one you want to turn off. Sometimes the camera either turns off the entire stabilization, or it turns on entire stabilization without giving you the option to switch off whether you want to switch off the lens or the camera. So all these things are a hassle when you're using third-party lenses. So always I recommend you to go with the camera manufacturer brand's lenses. For example, if you're buying a Canon camera, get a Canon lens. If you're buying Sony camera, get a Sony lens. If you're buying a Nikon camera, get a Nikon lens. So that should be your rule of thumb. But sometimes you may not have the option in that particular system. For example, Sony doesn't make 500mm f5.6 lenses. So I might need to resort to Sigma because they make it. Those are very light lenses for a telephoto lens, coming at 1.2 kilograms. Um, they're okay. You can get it. They're very sharp. But the downside is you will be limited to the number of frames that you can shoot with expensive cameras. So you might need to consider that as well, right? Uh, Specifically for wildlife nowadays, more tools are becoming more accessible, so it will get cheaper eventually. But cheap options are not the one to go for. That's my point. Sigma and Tamron lenses are relatively cheaper than the native products, but they may not perform as well as the native products. So do an investment once and use the product to capture or make your art forever, because once a photographer, always a photographer. You don't get away from, getting exciting things, seeing exciting things in life. You always come across something exciting all the time. So once a photographer, once you get into photography, you keep, having that view of the colors, the beauty, the nature and stuff. So that's who I am, who I have become, and who I will be. And so get the right tools one time and keep it for a very long time. Yeah, that should be the idea behind buying your gear. So yeah, I can see some very faint lights coming up. Not sure if it's visible. Yeah. So I'm still in the middle of the road. This is like a parallel road to the main road. So not many people might access these roads. So that's an advantage. And yeah, soon we'll be wrapping up these cameras. I will turn off the time lapses. I don't think I will wait until the sun rises. So that's something I want to finish so that I can prepare for wildlife. For 15 minutes I've been ranting, so I might need to get some water. Let's get some water. Do we have water?
Yeah, we've been talking for a while, so I'm bringing you water.
Oh, thanks, Bri. Such a supportive wife. I should be lucky to get such a supportive wife. We can come in front of the camera. Okay, I'm gonna drink away from the camera.
Okay. This is a mission, a quick intermission while he's hydrating himself. Yeah.
Hydrating. Oh,
Yeah, drinking water. Yeah. A lot of talking. I mean, it's been, what, 1.5 hours or so already, or more, of pretty much non-stop talking by Jay. So, really appreciate the effort. Definitely very passionate. I'm less passionate about photography, but I'm passionate about husband, so so yeah, here I am. Oh, and he finished it. I haven't drunk yet, but fine.
oh no.
That's okay. It's fine.
Okay.
We have another bottle.
We have a lot more bottles. Okay, that's our car over there. Yeah. So when it comes to, I think this is something we can talk about. All right. So this is our car. Yeah. So this is our car, and this is the night kit I have prepared for tonight's stream. Yes, it's all dirty and dusty. The roads are not that great, and as you can see here, there's a lot of wires, cables, and such. So these are like really fast transfer cables, like 40 gigabits per second. And this is from Rode actually for microphones. I keep them just as a backup. Just keep them here. On top we have DJI Pocket 3 for the entire day of filming vlogs. Probably since I'm like very tired, I will be tired after this live stream, so I'll be using this DJI Pocket 3 later. And no, it's not Ram, it's Toyota. Ram is not here actually.
Hilux Revo.
Yeah, Toyota Hilux Revo, ancient made. Yeah. So this is actually like a handle for my camera, and I have the camera phone mount. This is a very important piece of tool that I got recently. It's from a brand called Mini Focus, and this Mini Focus is actually like a, how to call it, MagSafe mount for any sort of things. It's like magnetic, so I can put my phone on top, and this is like a makeshift thing, right? So this is very helpful for me. And inside I have this GoPro, head mount GoPro for um, going on the dam. So we'll be on a boat and I want this to be there. And I'm planning on making a different kind of content for my travel vlogs. These are GoPro batteries, and when I need them I can charge them immediately. Yeah, that's it. That's about it. And then like I keep my headlamp here as well. Let me show it here. So this is still on, unfortunately. So this is a headlamp. This is from Decathlon. Very nice one. It's been the battery has been there for ages, even though I've been using it regularly. So this is very nice. Highly recommended. It's kind of waterproof as well. And this is the UV part. As you can see, there are two. One is the high beam mode, one is the low beam mode, and this is UV. So that's the thing. And yeah, we are getting there. You can see the beautiful sunlight just creeping in. Yeah, this is the birth of sun today. Every day is a new day, isn't it? Yeah. I think we can show our car as well, right? Inside.
I don't know.
Okay,
It's
inside is
messy.
a mess. Right, so
Oh, let me unlock it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Inside is a mess, but let me explain how the setup is. Right. So it's a mess. Right. So here we have all the things filled up in the back. It's yeah. On the left we have the tripods. On the right we have the camera bags. Here is the cover for the lamp. Yeah, it's a beautiful Sunday. Yeah, and here I have the Peak Design cover. In a while, I will show you my tripod setup as well. And over there is Alissa's stuff. Over here is my stuff, and of course, it's filled with all the gears and stuff. In the middle, I have more cables and stuff. Always cables are very useful. Yeah, that's about it for this trip. It's a very short trip, and yeah, we'll enjoy the sunrise. Move on to next location. That's not too far away. We can see those trees from here, right from here. So it's not too far away. We can just take this car over there. And I will be trimming a monopod for this. I can still attach the camera, the phone, and I can still live stream while we are in the car. But before that, we need to disassemble all of the gear. So let's go do that right now. Let's take some break before the sunrise. I think we can carry and read the comments as well.
That's a crazy amount of gears you carry. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's a lot of labor work.
a lot of labor work. You have to watch that
Tilasu.
video especially.
Tilasu waterfall. Yeah, that video, we carried some heavy stuff to the waterfall.
Yeah.
Yeah, built a lot of.
Okay, I'm gonna play the
Oh, yeah.
time lapse and see how it came out to be.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, it's a lot of stars, man. I mean, not a lot of stars. A lot of
Clouds.
clouds. Yeah, I think that's it for this one. So this is a Peak Design tripod. So I'm gonna use the 70 to 200 millimeter lens with this camera on this tripod, and use the slow motion video to film the birds flying out of the trees. 120 frames per second slow motion with this. So the benefit of this is something like the ball head, right? It's very compact. Is it visible?
Yeah, let me just make sure that it's visible for horizontal view as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So basically, this one is very compact. That's what I love about this. Okay, so once this one can go in, this is a knob that comes out, and I can loosen it. I can extend the middle part, height and time, increase the height, and lower it. And this itself is a ball head. This part is already a ball head. But here, I have one ball head here, and I have. Oh, I did not lock it till now. Anyway. So this is the second fluid head, and this is the third ball head. I use like 3 of them here, but for now I'm gonna remove this away. So just keep the camera and the fluid head separately so that I take this tripod separately. Actually, I want to put it this way. Okay. Let me explain. So it's very easy to mount it as well. It hardly takes a couple of minutes to set it up. This time I don't need this one because I'm gonna film. So that's where the fluid head comes in very handy. So I can remove this ball head on top and I can fix it. But later I will go there and use the big tripod. So this is just for time being. When I mount the big tripod, it can be mounted the other way. So this is just temporary. Let's go to the other tripod. You go there. I hope it's still there.
It's still there.
Okay. So always it's good to have a loose pant like this so you can keep stuff like lenses in your pocket. Is it visible?
Yeah, yeah. And mosquitoes don't bite you directly.
Yeah. Lenses are here. This is ball.
Oh, wow.
Alright. Okay, so this is Manfrotto tripod. This is something I love as well. And I'm turning off the time lapse. That time lapse was in 8 seconds with shutter speed, but this one is like 30 seconds shutter speed. So it's gonna gather a lot more light. But here I kept the ISO in auto. So what happens is when there's more sunlight, it's gonna reduce the ISO and it will become more clearer, much more noise free. Yeah, so you can see here. I'm not sure if it's visible, but it's also time lapse. Yeah, it's been taking time lapse for a long time, but it's a very short time lapse. Anyway, the benefit of this tripod is actually quite nice. This also has a center column. Having a tripod with center column is always nice. This one can hold my weight, even though the legs are looking very thin. Very nice tripod. It's the only downside is heavy and it's like how to say quite fat compared to the other one. Other one is like travel friendly. So I'm gonna show you something. You can take it out and you can move it to the front. Yeah, like this. You can do it horizontal. So let's say, is it visible now?
Yeah, yeah, I'm following.
Okay.
So you can just do your thing.
All right. So you can make it like horizontal column. So if you want to film something down, so it's more convenient this way. Right. So there's a benefit of this one. More versatile, especially for studio.
Yeah, like product photography.
Yeah.
Bird's eye view of
Macro.
floor.
Mainly macro, floor, like top view or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. And I think this is the only tripod that does this for this price and being this light.
How much is it?
I don't know. Actually, it's cheaper than that one. Yeah, that one is very expensive just because it's a US product. I think this one is made in Italy. The design is in Italy. Yeah. This one I got it for a very good price. The actual price is like 18K Thai baht, but I got it for like 11K, like almost half the price.
So that's like around 300 something dollars?
Yeah. Okay, I can tell the model number. Probably you can check it out. So the model is here, 190. Actually, 190 CF Express Pro or something. CF Pro or 190C Pro. Yeah, this is the model number. C4, C4 Pro. Why 4? Because it's got 4 legs options. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's why C4 Pro. There is C3 Pro as well. It'll be a bit taller with 3 sections, which you don't want. Just go for Pro. I mean, just go for 4. It's nicer. Am I visible?
Yeah,
Okay.
like a silhouette. Yeah, some details are visible. It's
Okay.
getting bright now.
Yeah.
Just don't want to attract so many bugs.
Yeah. Thankfully, yeah. I'm glad it's becoming.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just his alarm.
Oh, a lot of bugs now.
Okay, now you can start seeing the gradient in the sky.
Yeah, and the ball head is KF Express. So, KF Concept. So the ball head is from KF Concept.
There's a car coming. Okay, bike.
Yeah, ball heads, usually these tripods don't come with ball heads. Oh, a lot of bikes coming. So the benefit of this tripod, especially the big design one, is actually very nice because it comes with the ball head. So this is what I was talking. This is what I was talking about.
Maybe I can turn on the light here.
Yeah. So when it comes to these tripods, right, it has to go in just like this. It has to slide in. Okay, my previous tripod used to do it would slide in, but this one you need to manually do it. I don't like touching the bottom of it, but unfortunately I don't like to touch the bottom of it, but unfortunately I have to do it because it doesn't slide in. I wish the only thing that's negative about this one is like it doesn't slide in. Yeah. If it were to do that, yeah, this is perfect. It's like so tiny, so super tiny. And this one comes in about 1.2 kgs, the carbon fiber one. There's also aluminum version one, which is like half the price and also comes at much heavier version. So yeah, you can see the difference between these two. Yeah, this is like much bigger and cheaper. Alright, so let's go. Yeah, I'm very careless with my gear. I know.
Yeah, those fishermen could have just grabbed
Yeah.
the bag with the along with the bike. Yeah,
Totally.
I'll turn off the lights. Don't want the bugs to enter the car.
Yeah, please.
Oh, okay, sorry, we're back. I think we were low on battery maybe, or internet. Just the signal is a bit unstable. But yeah,
We're moving from one location to
yeah, we're just walking around a bit, so maybe it's also because like there are other people around. Just kidding. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get ready for seeing and shooting birds while still live streaming.
Yeah, you can go.
Yeah, so I'm gonna prep the car now. Gonna fire up the engine.
Yeah, she's the pro. She's the one who drives me around nuts. So always be hydrated, guys. It's very important that we stay hydrated.
Want some coffee now?
Yeah, sure.
I'll take some, yeah?
Yeah, sure. I don't know if it's still streaming. Oh, guys.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I see some comments. I mean, setting up live stream on a remote location you need a lot of things actually. Okay, so we are in the car. I'll turn on the light.
Okay, I'll just put the drink here right in front.
Okay, so I think people can still see us.
I hope so.
Yeah, so always carry a Ziploc. Very valuable. Sometimes you might need to put the lens in here for temporary carry purpose. And also keep the batteries in some casing like this. Otherwise, there's a high possibility it blows up.
We're gonna have to fasten the seatbelt somehow.
Yeah, seatbelts, safety first.
No, it's gonna cry otherwise. Beep, beep, beep.
Okay, so having the morning coffee that we got last night. Yeah, it's Amazon Black, no sugar. I'm not looking at the display, guys, so I'm going blind. I don't even know if it's like actually focusing. Okay. It became mukbang.
Yeah. Yeah, you're visible. You're visible. I can see from my phone.
Good. Okay, so yeah. This is nothing. I drink like very concentrated coffee.
Want another?
Yeah.
Here's another.
Okay, we have another one. Yeah.
But we're almost there. Just a right turn and that's it.
No, we're not going that. Okay, we're gonna stay there, right? Okay, okay.
There is a clearing still before we hit where we stopped last time, so
we'll go for the clearing. Yeah. I'll turn off the light actually. And let's check out the comments and let me show you what I'm seeing in front of me.
So these are the clearings. Do you want to stop here or want to go a bit further?
Wherever you can park. I think you can park here. No, not here actually. Let's go a bit. Was it this one where we found a lot of cars?
Roughly.
What about the cluster of trees that we saw yesterday?
Yeah, it's on this stretch.
We go to the other clearing then.
Yeah. Could be that tree over there.
Yeah. I smell drainage.
Me too. From outside.
Yeah. So this is actually the morning view, and yeah, we're going on a bumpy road. Yeah. So yeah, we saw a snake somewhere around this area.
Yeah, sunbeam snake. I think over there you can see some.
Yeah. So over there, in a far away,
like
tree.
There.
Yeah, there you can see some kites. But we are going for that place, that area actually. Oops. Yeah. So in the middle you can see some cluster.
I can see some flying actually.
Yeah, still pretty dark in my opinion for photography. I think we can stop here. Yeah. Do you think we can stop on the right side?
I could, but it's not ideal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
I'll make
It's
sure
okay.
you have plenty of space to
Okay.
get down.
For me too, and for the cars too. Come as well.
Yeah.
Alright, I think now we are at the location. I'm glad you guys are still there.
Yeah, so sweet. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Oh, sorry.
Okay. the beautiful sun rays coming up. It's very nice. I love this. But the kites are in the opposite direction, so the light is gonna fall on top of them. And it's getting brighter very fast. So let me just keep you there.
Over there.
Where?
Over there.
Okay, yeah, you can. Here.
Chill. Okay. Actually, it was right here where we also saw the sunbeam snake. It crawled extremely fast. Then there was another one we saw this morning, which was much slower. Okay, you can see a few flying there. Me trying to get closer. If only I could zoom in. No. Oh, I can zoom in. Oh, wow. Do you see the birds? If you can hear me, let me know if you can see the birds. There's so many of them. Okay, that's like the maximum I can zoom. Yeah, wow. Thankfully, no more bugs. It is indeed morning now. And now as the sun is rising, there are no more, well, not that many bugs and mosquitoes flying around. Let me. Okay, here he is. Oops, it zoomed in still.
Okay. Alright. Kind of heavy.
Yeah, huge.
So this is for videos. Yeah, I need to tighten this up. Okay. So this is like about 4 to 5 kgs. We have to place it maybe.
Yeah, it's all unstable, no matter where.
Okay. Give me. You can press this and turn this.
Yeah, I tried pressing.
Yeah,
Yeah, babe.
like this.
So it's only
Now we can keep it like
so it's
this.
only you and the camera. Yeah, I'd like the birds to be visible too. Yeah.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we have to come back a bit.
Yeah. That was the plan. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Then we can go. Am I visible now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Perfect.
So the idea of choosing this spot is you can get that tree in focus. And that tree in focus and this tree is in focus. So that's the idea. And here for longer range, I'm using the A7Cii, and for shorter range, I'm using A6700. This is a crop sensor camera, and this can shoot up to 4K 120 frames per second. Are both the cameras in the frame?
No, just one.
No.
Now, yes.
Okay. So this is a crop sensor camera, but it can shoot up to 4K 120 frames per second. So that's a great benefit. Is my bald head visible?
Um. No.
Can you
It's
get
not.
my cap? I want to wear a cap. So the idea behind setting up this way is to capture the birds around this place and the birds over there specifically. Those trees, this one and that one. Yeah. So it's a lot of birds here, and I don't know from where I need to start. Thanks, Mike. So I'm gonna set this up for video. The way I'm gonna do it is like has to be 120 frames per second. I can already see a lot here. It's zoomed. Oops. Okay, it's zoomed in like 200 millimeters, and I can see the bird is flying, so I can already quickly go this way and then film it. And that's the idea. I'm always using zone focus so that you can quickly change the focus points. And it's quite a bit shaky. I think the front one is oh, this leg is kaput. See, there's the problem with this big design. American made. Yeah. Should be okay. See, photography is when we talk about gears, photography is an expensive hobby. We have to understand that. When you are getting into photography, you need to understand you cannot have kids. If you have kids, you have to forget them. So it's kind of like counterintuitive having a kid and having this dream of becoming a photographer. If you were to be a photographer, you need to focus on that. So this specific camera gives the option to choose bird priority or animal priority or human priority focus modes. You can choose which one you want, and you can go to the which mode you want to shoot. Right now I'm in 4K 60 frames per second. If I were to 120 frames per second, it's gonna zoom in a bit more, 1.8 times. So I'm gonna change that. Oh. It's like the crow doesn't want me to talk. Okay, now I have changed to 4K 120 frames per second. It's a bit dark as you can see here. Optimal ISO is actually ISO 800, but I want to change to ISO 2500, which is called the second base ISO. And of course it's in manual mode, which I changed earlier. I changed to autofocus continuous mode, and it's good to go. So it's a 200 millimeters, and Alissa will handle the video. You can take some video of it.
Mm-hmm.
For photos, on the other hand, I'll handle the photos. So here's the setting for photos. When it comes to photos, it it should be like 2000 of a shutter speed. For videos, it can be very forgiving, you know, depending on the frame rate of the footage. You can choose to set the shutter speed. So for videos, this is kind of perfect camera. You know how to use this one, right? This knob is for front and back. This knob is for sideways. Yeah. And that's for up and down. The other side is for sideways. You can always keep it like this, open, so you can pan to that one as well. I think that is a beautiful frame. Yeah, it's got a beautiful light behind it. So I'm gonna take that first. You can move the tripod a bit back. Yeah. Keep it comfortable. I can change the video frame. Yeah.
That's a way further and smaller over there though.
Yeah. So we are trying to film that the other side. There are a few trees over there. Let me change it. Yeah. So here in this far left corner, we see a lot of trees with birds, and I'm planning to photograph those. Yeah, it's quite far, but the shutter speed can be okay because I'm on a tripod. I'm zooming into 600 and changing the focus from manual focus to autofocus because earlier we were time lapsing using this camera. So let me change it. Yeah, I need to turn off the interval shooting mode as well so that I get the drive modes. I'm setting it to high mode. It's not high plus. Yeah, I got a few shots here. Very nice. Beautiful colors. Would you like something? So I'm setting the manual ISO. Manual ISO is like 60. So regarding A7C2, having any ISO would do. Okay, that's the idea. A few birds flying. We can try to get the flying birds in focus. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the ISO at auto for this A7C2 because any ISO would do for this camera. It's all good. So I'm gonna focus on the exposure. And I'm gonna change to this one where there are a lot of birds. This is 200, which is definitely not enough. 200 to 600 millimeters. Definitely not enough. So this is a very bad position to keep your tripod and big lens. Actually, it has to be on the leg side. It has to face the leg side. So this is for temporary position, but if you were to keep it for a long time, I recommend you to put it on the front side. Yeah. Yeah, film those flying birds. Keep focusing on filming, Vic. It's okay. We have 3 people watching a live stream. Yeah, this is how it looks like. What does it say? Start a poll. Yeah, this is what's around us. Any doubts regarding bird photography, guys? Wildlife? Anyone's online? It's hard to say if they're kites or they're crows. You know. I got a few crows. Do we need to go a bit closer to them?
How? That's the question. How?
Car?
Oh, on that side, no way.
Mm. They got a few pictures. Hey guys, are you there?
If only we could hear them.
Yeah, I wish we can hear you guys. Seriously. Anyway, uh, my voice might have gone down because of all the talking. Yeah, Nishant is there.
Oh, Nishant, always here for us.
Thanks,
Oh.
bro. Alright, I think I'll keep it here for the time being. Not sure if it's possible. Yeah, so as you can see here, there are a lot of kites over there. Very beautiful scenery. And Alissa is filming.
Mm.
Yeah, this is exactly what we're doing right now. Alissa is filming in 4K 120 frames per second while
Yeah.
I'm shooting photos, trying to capture some good flying birds. So for the time being, it's gonna be like this, the frame. And if anything, let us know. Any questions? I think we have discussed a lot already. It's okay.
I did get some flying birds too.
Mm. So let me show here. So many kites over there.
Yeah.
I mean, here, not the other side. Here.
Right here.
Yeah.
Good.
Why don't we go there?
Sure.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Like head on.
It's very tight.
There's one coming towards us.
Just to see the atmosphere. There's one flying right there. Can zoom in. Oops. No, when I zoom, I can't find it anymore.
It's trying to see who we are.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. A lot of birds.
Hmm.
When it comes to bird photography, we need a ton of patience. Patience is key for birds. So. There's some white birds there.
Oops. Maybe I should. Oof.
the camera over there.
Yeah, show the birds. Wait, more interested in looking at us. Well,
Okay guys, so instead of just having the plain camera right over there, I don't think I can get good enough image live streaming, you know. So I'm gonna show you how it looks like when we are actually, you know, filming. So for example here, this is my camera. Is it zoomed in?
yeah, right now. You can
How do
zoom
you
up.
zoom in?
Just like any
Okay.
normal camera.
So yeah, I want to show you how it looks like. So let me adjust this. I don't use the pinch method zoom. Yeah, sorry. So I'm not sure if it's visible here. So this is how close we can get. Basically, you don't even see these birds out there. But with this 600 to 200, this is what we get. So I'm focusing on the ground over there. So there are kites above the ground, on the tree, and on the air, like so many birds on the air. It's all flying very beautifully and clear. The color of the sky is so fantastic. And I quite like that mountain over there. So let me show you this way. So if I were to go this way, yeah, right there. So I kind of like that framing. So I'm trying to pick up any birds going to that specific spot. Like for example, if I zoom out a bit, you can see those trees, those birds are still like moving around, playing a bit. There are birds still sitting over there. So I want to quickly change to 4K 60, 24 frames per second and film a bit. This is 120. I want to put it at 3200 ISO, and yeah, I want to film this portion a bit at ISO, like probably like this frame. It's a very beautiful frame. I like the colors. I like the fact that all the birds are active around that area, and the mountain, the blue mountain is nice. The color behind the mountain is also very nice. Yeah, and we can see a lot of fishermen coming here to fish. Yeah, this is how they fish basically, or maybe catch the produce. Let's see what he's doing. I'm more curious to know. Yeah. So he's gonna pick up his fish actually. This is their primary source of food and income in this for the people in this area. They carry the bucket and the kid around. So let's see. That's a nice content.
Yeah, very local, very rural.
It became like a wildlife photography session to catching fish session. Still wildlife though. Yeah. I haven't got any kite yet. I haven't got anything in focus. And if they're in focus, they're like, how to say, they're just very quickly moving.
Mm-hmm. It seems like he caught a lot. There's one fish I see. One fish got caught.
This too is wildlife, guys. Yeah. Oh, there are 5 people. Okay, so the fisherman is actually getting the fish here, and if you're not like aware,
I think
we are
he's
still
zooming.
filming. Yeah. So let's see how much fish he has got.
Mhm.
He has a very wide
I
net though.
see one kind of average sized fish.
Yeah, if you guys like are still active, I think Nishant is active. If anyone else is active, and if you have any questions,
If you can zoom it in actually, to
uh-huh.
zoom in the camera, the phone.
But there's no fish, right?
There is. He caught one fish.
One fish with a huge net.
Yep, I saw one. I mean, I see
Oh,
one.
so sad. Okay, I'm gonna put this behind you. I'm not gonna zoom in.
Okay. Okay, then you can.
This is 120 frames per second, and you're
Yeah.
catching. You're not. You're not filming the wildlife.
There is some
It's
wildlife.
very slow motion, Bay.
Okay, but it's been a while since I filmed him, so I'll
Yeah,
stop now.
stop it, please. And yeah, change it to 4K 60 or 24 frames per second, and then film it. It's gonna be like hours of content.
Okay, done.
It's gonna be like extremely slow.
Okay.
Okay, so it's especially like you need to film. This is a common mistake some beginners would do. Sometimes it's so tempting to film everything in 120 frames per second, but it's gonna be like painstakingly difficult to edit or choose the right content that you might want out of that 4K 120 frames per second content. So it must be like really, really sparingly using the 4K 120 frames per second, and more often use the 4K 60 or 24 frames per second instead. I think it's not a very good ground actually. So let's see. I hope I'm not hiding everything. Birds are crying. Crazy. Do you think this vertical content will become horizontal?
So I tried, so on browser it is horizontal and it kind of captures just the upper half. But if you watch through the app, it's vertical.
Wow.
The live
Never
stream.
knew it.
Yeah.
Okay, not bad.
Okay, that was a kid.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go to that location and I'm
Yeah.
gonna film more.
Okay.
Okay, if you want, you can pick up. Actually, you stay here better. Okay. If you want to bring the camera there, you have to bring it one by one.
Off he goes. Yeah.
do.
We should selfie.
No. Okay, ready?
Wait.
B.
Oh, wait.
It's okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Always carry some cheap ass camera like this. Okay, this is not cheap, but yeah, cheap cameras like this to photograph your precious moments, short range. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
We should take together.
Yeah, sure. Ready?
Wait.
Wait, my camera's over there. I need to run. Okay.
Huh? Huh? I have to do the deed of carrying both cameras.
your forehead. It's all scratches.
Yeah, all bugs. Itchy.
Oh no. Yeah, this what will happen. Oh, so sad. All the bugs.
Oh yeah, mosquito bites.
Yeah. Look at this beautiful scene, guys. This is amazing. The reflection from the creek, the canal, and the amount of birds around. So beautiful. So for those who are watching, always get closer to birds. Yes, I was a bit far away earlier, but this seemed to be a much better option. And look at the scene, so cloudy. The clouds are, worth watching from here, actually. So I'm gonna film the birds behind, actually, and let me show you. Not exactly filming them, but photographing them. But this is how the scene looks. Never miss a moment to take photos of yourself, your wife, and your family. And yeah, I'm taking photo of my wife with this beautiful, beautiful reflection. Yeah, so always have something like this to help you with your photography needs. And right now I'm focusing on all these birds. It's a beautiful scene out there, and the birds are much closer. And the kites are like, whoa, so close, so close. And every time I photograph a kite, I feel like, wow, I should have started photographing from here. So bright now that the sunlight is hitting on them. There are a few birds that are coming out of the ground surface, which are nice. Sometimes they just dive down to drink some water. Now something is coming up from the ground, but it went back to the ground. So it's like a hit and miss. You just need to have patience and wait. There's there are a couple of them on top over there, and those are pretty nice. And from here, I think she can use the 120 frames per second to shoot photos, sorry, videos. Pretty nice, actually. I see a lot of birds still flying around in the background. Um, could be possibly something else, some issue over there, like something is burned, something is dead. But here in this area, they're just like sitting, chilling, and especially the tree in the front with leaves looks like they're trying to hide, but unfortunately, they're very visible, very much visible, and I like the fact that they're visible. They're all looking here, and that's very nice. And also, the sky behind has a very beautiful color to it. And I like the fact that they are near the water body. So I'm trying to get the water plus the tree in focus. So it looks rather nice. Now there's one more bird coming flying towards us. Birds in flight is extremely difficult, but I'm never gonna give up trying to photograph them. One advantage of using Sony cameras is that the autofocus is amazingly fast, like super accurate, and it's very rare that you miss the autofocus on a subject. If you were to put the focusing points on the subject, it's more likely to get the photo rather than not get the photo. So that's something with Sony cameras, especially the newer ones. I see a lot of birds sitting, chilling on the ground as well. So yeah, overall, this not a bad photography session in my opinion, but it could be better if we were to go further. But if the bird notices that we are moving across the river, they will all instantly vanish out of the tree. So this probably is the safest distance that bird will still stay there on the tree. So many kites here, like just so many. And sun is rising here, and especially in the evening time when the sun is setting, it will be much beautiful. We'll be coming here in the evening time as well. I think we'll have a few hours to just look around. There's a bird behind as well. Never miss an opportunity, guys. Never. Okay, it's almost 7 now. I think we can conclude the live stream.
Yep.
Okay, so I think you can go behind the camera. Am I visible?
Yes, you are.
All right.
Oh, so we have 3 people remaining. Yeah, thank you so
Yeah.
much for sticking around this
Yeah.
entire time.
So basically, the idea of having this session is to show you the challenges that we face for planning anything. Even if you plan everything properly, the sky may not help you, or maybe the bugs, or even the location may not be very appealing on that particular day. So everything bad can go bad. But today, I think I'm pretty happy with looking at all the birds over here. I know for the fact that the kites will be here. We don't have enough time to go watch the kingfisher, but on the way, I'm still going to hold this camera in the car and I'm going to look out for kingfisher. If I'm lucky, I might get some photos in the morning, but we'll have to hurry up for the next place, next destination where I need enough batteries and I need to plan my photography as well. So we need to leave.
Yeah, Nishan
Yeah.
said, this was fun and informative. Wish you all good rest of the morning and love your tea, JK.
Yeah.
It's crumbling now.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe this is the last time you're looking at my tea. Yeah. There's a beautiful, beautiful location. I don't wanna miss out on it. It's how to say, sun rays are falling on some trees and it's so beautiful. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I cannot still wind up this live session.
It's hard to let go of you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Truthfully.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's better than having? Okay, so there's some beautiful rays falling on the trees and all, but what is the one thing that could make the scene better is actually the birds that's flying around at this particular time. And yeah, that there was one bird that was flying around. Yeah. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful sceneries. Oh no.
Sorry.
So
All the
always be
tripod
ready
legs.
to capture everything. So this is a standard focal length camera. I use this to capture something interesting, and I see something interesting. So I want to finish off this live stream by saying, okay, good luck to you all. I hope you guys kickstart your photography in a very informative way from me. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thanks for sticking around. Yeah. Nice guys. Yeah. See
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah. Bye bye.
See you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can stop.
Here, yeah?
Wait.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Cancel.
Why?
Wait, I don't know how to properly stop it.
Yeah, stop here. It says, are you sure you want to stop streaming?
Okay.
Yeah,
Will it be saved?